Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Common Sense Crypto channel. As with you always, this is Rich doing another video today on XRP. So I hope you're all having a wonderful day today, wherever you are in this great world. We're going to talk about XRP. And once again, this is the one-day chart. We're sitting here at $2.20. XRP spent most of the day in the green once again. And if you zoom out to the 1 week, we are now back where we were before this major dip happened. So where do we go from here? Some people would say we're going up from here. Other people think we're going to see another crash before the breakout. It all depends on what Bitcoin does next. But it is nice to see XRP back above $2.20. And if you look at it on the 1 month chart, this could be the low, and then this could be a higher low. So maybe we'll continue upward from here. Let's hope that happens. But like I said, Bitcoin was also in the green today. It's back above 93K. So it looks like Bitcoin's starting to gain strength again. But all throughout this cycle, every time it looked like this was the moment it was going to happen, right away something brought Bitcoin back down. Is that going to happen again? Nobody really knows. And I think that's why there's so much uncertainty in this market right now. Look at the fear and greed index. It moved up to 22. But most people are still very fearful on where this market's going. Me personally, as an XRP holder, I'm not afraid of anything. I know this cryptocurrency is going to break out. It's just a matter of when. Nobody really knows when it's going to happen. I'm hoping it begins before the end of December. Was the Bitcoin jump a fake breakout? Like I said, people are questioning if this was a breakout or not for Bitcoin. A lot of people think that they're going to bring the market back down, market manipulation, and so on. That's why I said for retail, it's very uncertain. For institutions and exchanges, they're controlling this entire market right now. You know, most of the retail money that was in Bitcoin, most of that money already shifted. Even the OG Bitcoin holders that bought back in 2009-10, they're jumping out as well. Institutions are now entering the game, and that's what's going on. Crypto had a bad autumn. Will it have a bad winter? You know, people think we're going to stay in crypto winter forever. Like, we're not going to see the breakout begin. I mean, think about it like this. It's like we've been waiting for alt season for this entire year, and it still hasn't begun yet. All I believe is that it's delayed. I think it should have started already, but we've seen so many delays throughout this cycle. Everything seems to be on a different time frame now. That's why the 4-year cycle is broken. Peter Brandt calls XRP holders the most obsessed perma bulls on earth. You know what it is? We all see what's coming. We see what XRP was built to do. We had that vision early on to see where XRP would be in the future. But the future is unfolding right in front of our eyes now. Look at everything that Ripple has done. Look at the acquisitions and so on. But it goes beyond that. You look at what these countries are doing now. There is now XRP treasuries being created. Look at all the ETFs. They're absolutely exploding with money inflowing every single day. Then you look beyond that and you start to see how the world is done with SWIFT. They want an alternative. They want something that has real-time payments, fast, cheap, and secure. Exactly what XRP was built to do. Then you look at the liquidity crisis that's still looming for the banks. Basel III is coming next month. And again, XRP fixes that problem as well. We will always be bullish on XRP because once you see what XRP is about to do, in the real world, how can you not want to keep being bullish on this cryptocurrency? XRP price prediction. Singapore approves Ripple for bank settlements. Can XRP 100x from here? You know what's crazy? This article doesn't even talk about XRP pulling 100x at all. All it was telling you the news that happened that came out of Singapore for Ripple. But 100x, I see other people saying that also. XRP is going to do 100x in this run. I know it for sure. But how do you really know? What do we need to get us to 100x? I think we need that scarcity. That has to happen. And if it's not scarcity, we got to start to look beyond that with clarity coming and institutional adoption. And then you add in tokenization as well. It's going to take a combination of things for XRP to pull 100x, in my opinion. However, the run back in 2017, people weren't expecting those prices either. So maybe XRP will pull 100x this time around. I would absolutely love to see that happen. I'm sure every single one of you would love to see that happen. But let's first get to $10 and then see where we go from there. Market Watcher predicts Wave 5 to take XRP to 2 digits, but insists this is conservative. So he's saying that the Wave 5 is going to take us to around $12, but this is a conservative prediction. And I would agree with that. I think we're going to go much higher. In fact, most people out there, most chart guys, they're calling for at least $27 for XRP. And if you couple in everything else that's been going on for XRP, all the catalysts are lining up in a very short period of time. That's why I think we could get to 3 digits. But I don't think it's going to happen inside of 2025. However, I do believe it can happen early 2026. 21 shares just answered me directly about my XRP ETF launch. So 21 shares says, we are waiting the SEC to declare us effective. Please wait for the announcement from our official socials. So it looks like 21 shares spot XRP ETF isn't going to go live until the SEC declares it effective. Let's hope that happens over the next couple of days, because there's so many other ETFs that we're still waiting on as well. But everybody's banking on the 21 shares being the biggest of them all. Analyst says XRP on the point of refusing to go more down. I don't even know why they worded it like that, but okay. So what they're saying is $1.98 is now the support. It won't go lower than $1.98. And I agree with that as well, because every time XRP dipped below $2, it right away rebounded back above $2 again. And it happened very quick. So I look at $1.98 as support now. But if Bitcoin was to really come plummeting down like a lot of people are expecting, I think we could still go even lower. Maybe we come all the way back down and touch around $1.80, where the first low was set. But then I would expect a fast rebound from there. XRP faces now or never moment as traders' eye rally to $2.50. So what they're saying is, if it doesn't happen now, it's going to be another delay. And a possible rebound back to $1.80 as well. But if support holds up at $1.98, which I do believe that's a support zone now, how are we going to go down below that? It all comes down to what Bitcoin does next, because we are still following Bitcoin. I see people saying Bitcoin's going to come all the way back down to just under 80K before it goes on that massive ascent. But nobody knows that for sure. Everybody's still speculating because this market is so unpredictable right now. There's a lot of fear out there, and people are feeding into that fear. That's why you see these articles about crypto winter and so on. It's all about what's trending right now. That's the way I look at it. And every single article almost is like that now. History is about to repeat itself. This wave is exactly the same as in 2017. The chart is the same. The structure is the same. Even the vibe is the same. I'm putting it out here again. Don't say I didn't warn you when the time comes. So when you look at this chart, right, they're saying we're at the bottom of back in 2017. And that's where I think we are. I think XRP just corrected once we got that pro-crypto administration in the White House. I don't think the run even started for XRP yet. So if we break out from down here instead of up here where a lot of people think we are, we're going to end up going a lot higher. And I see people predicting like $1.50 to $200 for XRP. Now, are we going to go that high? I would tell you again, let's get past $10 first and then see where we go from there. But if you look at 2017 versus 2025, back then we had nothing going for us. It was just hype back then, you know, and the possibility of Coinbase listing XRP. This time around in 2025, we have all that strength behind us from the ETFs, institutional money entering this space, regulatory clarity coming out of Washington in the short term. And plus, you have a lot of people that bought XRP along the way that never sold any of their XRP. So there could even be less in circulation than what people think. If the exchanges run out of XRP, it is go time. I mean, we're going to see XRP hit some crazy numbers very fast. And that could easily get us maybe above 589, maybe $1,000, like Jake Claver is always saying. And I think his prediction is right, but I think his timeline is wrong. He's saying that's going to happen by the end of this year. If it happens, I think it's still going to be early next year. However, I think we could see the beginnings of the run-up leading us into next year. So I wouldn't count December out yet. We could still have a very bullish December for XRP. But like I said at the beginning of this video, it's nice to see XRP back up around $2.20 because we made up this entire dip right here. We're right back on track to where we were back at the end of November. So let's see if we continue upward. If we do, again tomorrow, I'm going to say it looks like it's about to begin. But if we start to slip back down, most likely we will see another delay before the breakout. But we all know the breakout is absolutely coming. Nobody knows when it's going to begin, and it's going to absolutely come out of nowhere. You're just going to wake up, and XRP is going to be ripping. And it is going to be a very euphoric time when it comes. But until it happens, stay patient, stay positive, and let's get rich together. With that said, I'm going to wrap up this video. I want to thank you all for watching. I appreciate all of you. I'll see you in the next one. Have a great night.